The stream is live! Woo! We are continuing from chapter 2 with Andrew. This time we're going for the Irish Créme, as I referred to him in the title. We are still planning on going after him, right?
Yes.
My mom literally... I am not being that fucking loud. I'm not being that loud!
Well,
My
you
mother
are just
complained
there.
about me being loud. Ugh. Anyways.
He'll be doing all the reading because I hate waiting and making y'all wait to,
Aw.
you know.
You won't even take your voice. I don't blame you.
I can't help it as much as I'd like to. I would love to be Andrew, but I can't be because the fucking lag.
I know.
It's okay. I'll be back to it, and I'll be back with Phoenix Wright. Luckily, all the transcripts for the cases are on the Ace Attorney wiki, so I can just read it out of that.
I was about to say it's
there's no
sad that we can't play it side by side because you have Purrfect 8 too, right?
Yes, I do, but my laptop isn't booted up right now, so...
Yeah, I know. Maybe in the future we set something like that up?
I think, maybe next time, because I think I'd have to reinstall it too, because I finished it already, and I think I have to reinstall it, so...
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's fine too, I can do that. But yeah, I think I'll just boot it up next to it. Well, then I'd have to catch up, though.
Yeah,
to where
yeah. But the good thing is, you would have 2 weeks to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's true. And I finished in like a night or in a couple nights, so...
Yeah. Anyways, let's continue! This is the island security guard, right. He barely looks at it before starting off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. I follow him down a dirt track path to get my proper view of the island. It's beautiful. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which is modest but functional. It's a bit like glamping, really. Would you ever say glamping in a casual context, babe?
No.
Alright then. This is an imposter.
Glamping is weird. He's an imposter, but maybe it's not an imposter. Maybe it's an even faggier version of me, who would use glamping in a normal sentence.
Huh.
It's an alternate universe where I'm even faggier. Not really possible, I know, but...
I was about to say, a universe in which you're about as gay as I am?
Oh, good. So you do admit you're a bigger fag than I am. Glad we both finally admitted
I
that.
like to say that you're almost boringly gay. You're just extra usually. And you're the drag queen.
Tired, semi-retired, don't remind me. And how dare you? I am not boring gay. God, that's so rude. God, I am very hurt now.
I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean it that way.
Yes, you did. I'm hurt.
I'm just an extra bitch all throughout. Extra until I get too lazy. I'm sorry, babe.
No. I am many things. I am extra. I am jealous. I am angry. I am a whore. But I am not boring.
Could I just say standard instead of boring?
No, because I'm not standard. I will not just be some cookie-cutter rainbow gay. I am more than that. It's fine. You said what you said, and it's already on stream, so just go back to playing with the cats.
5 minutes in and I've already fucked shit up.
Yeah, that's a pretty normal day for us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Meh, go back to your cats.
We haven't even met them yet. You stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating I should go inside. As I enter, the professor looks up from his paperwork. Come in, you must be Andrew. Delighted to have you on board. Thank you, sir. It's an honor to meet you. I can't do an Andrew voice.
It's literally my voice, but okay.
I can't do your voice.
Wow. Wow, I see how it is.
You know I have like 3 voices. And why the hell is my sister trying to call me?
Oh, I was gonna say it was your mother texting you you're too loud again.
No. Hold on. Why are you calling me? I'm streaming. One sec, I have to tell my sister her foundation numbers.
So a priest, a rabbi, and a Muslim walk into a bar. No, I don't remember how that joke goes. I do have one about, okay, say 2 sausages are sizzling in a pan. One says to the other, "Boy, it's hot in here." The other one goes, "Holy shit, a talking sausage!" Just for anybody wanting jokes, because I'd rather that than quiet. So So this guy goes to Spain for vacation, and while he's on vacation, he stops at a bullfight, and then he stops. There's a restaurant next to the bullfight arena, so he goes to a restaurant, and he's looking at the menu, and he says, "Oh, what's this?" And then Maitre d' goes, "Oh, sir, that's cojones. Those are the testicles of the bull that lost the bullfight." And of course, at first he's disgusted, but the maitre d' assures him, "No, it's very delicious. It's made with a beautiful red wine sauce and sprinkled in Vegas face pink Himalayan salt. It's very good." So the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, why the fuck not? I'm on vacation, why not?" So he tries them, and turns out he loves it. So he goes to, when he comes back the next week, he decides, well, why not? I'll have them again. When he gets them this time, though, he notices that they're a little bit smaller than they were last time. But he still decides to go ahead and eat them anyway, and they were just as delicious as last time. When the maitre d' comes with his check, he asks him, "This was very good, but why were they smaller than they were last time?" The maitre d' just simply replies, "Well, sir, it's not always the bull that loses." I got 1,000,000 of them, folks. It's gonna need 1,000,000 of them, but I'm gonna have to keep waiting for him. Let's see. Let me go through my jokes repertoire, my joke book. I know I can't. I actually have a joke book. Let's go with this one. Excuse me. The man and a wife go on their honeymoon hotel for their 25th anniversary. As the couple reflects on what that magical evening was 25 years ago, the wife asks the husband, "When you first saw me in front of you, what was going through your mind?" Says, all I wanted to do was screw your brains out and suck your boobs dry. The wife said, what do you think now? Says, well, looks like I did a pretty good job. It's like, yeah, I've been just telling jokes, waiting for you to get back.
I just heard the last bit of the last one. My sister, like I said, needed me to read the number on the bottom of her foundation.
You really needed that.
Well,
She
she
really
ran
could've just
out, and
gotten
she's
a
going
magnifying-
on. She's
could've
going
just
to a
gotten
family reunion in
magnifying
Illinois over the
glass.
weekend.
Could've just, gotten a magnifying glass or something. Or taken a picture of it with her phone and then looked at the picture and zoomed in, but whatever.
She didn't think of that because she's
Obviously.
forgetful and doesn't think of things like that. Although she sometimes thinks of taking a picture of a paint pail can, but not her foundation. Probably because she's changed foundations like 12 times. She keeps getting like itchy, blotchy skin from various products and needs a different color match or whatever.
Tell about your baho.
Oh my god. Anyways, thank you, sir. It's an honor to meet you. You must be exhausted after your long journey. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger, perhaps a little whiskey.
Perhaps my dick in your mouth?
Are we gonna be the whisk? Are you the daddy type?
I don't know if he's really a daddy, if just not a perverted old man, because I feel like a daddy, he'd have to be a little more muscular, have a beard.
Yeah. Are you into the nerdy old guys? My ass
I hope
get fucked.
Oh god, that's awful.
I haven't been able to get an erection since the accident.
Oh my god. Or you'd have to take the pencil tip out of your urethra.
Ooh, capping. Capping.
God.
Now we're just quoting in various ways.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch all the episodes of in order and you'll get it.
It's on World of Wonder. It's by Trixie and Katya.
They don't need all that. They can just look up it's not like there's a billion things named babe.
Yeah, it's UNHHH.
Yeah. I think they would figure that out.
Well, I had trouble spelling it at first, so it's because it's spelt weird.
Just look up Trixie and Katya. That works too, but
Yeah, but then you might get directed to the Trixie and Katya show, which wasn't quite as good.
But you'll still see so you can just click that.
True.
Back to the cats.
Anyways, let's just say we'd like a cup of tea? Actually, this is technically your character. What would you ask for? Water? Whiskey? Tea?
Water, I guess, because I don't have vodka.
Just some water would be great if you have some. One second, I need to plug in my laptop. Ugh. Of course, I'm badly prepared.
Seconds and seconds and seconds.
It never fails. Whenever I'm away, I have to go and plug in my laptop. I have to get up and plug the actual adapter into the wall. I never think to do that before a stream. Anyways.
You never will.
Well, unless I have already needed to plug in my laptop before the stream starts.
But only then.
Yep. Anyway, I need more water because Popper's voice is boy oh boy.
Oh god.
Now that's something we have an abundance of. There are plenty of safe natural springs on the island, but we have the bottled cod too. I'm relieved he passes me a bottle of water. I'm not too keen to start drinking from natural water sources until I have personally checked they're not used as cat urinals. That is fair. I don't expect you to begin work until tomorrow, so I'll just give you your kit and some basic instructions and leave you to relax for the rest of the evening. Thank you, sir. That sounds great.
My room is always open if you want to have some fun.
Fine.
No,
Not
I guess
the sun. Where the sun don't shine.
in talking about my asshole if I'm being too vague. I
Okay,
don't.
so,
So,
first things first. This is your basic kit. It
first
includes a
things first on the
condom,
hills.
some cat declawing tools, lube. Anyway, he goes over a pile of tools and equipment, explaining them each in turn. It's all standard stuff until, and this is your catalog. He holds up something that looks like a mobile phone. Catalog. Yes, it was originally designed to record and store data on the cats, but we've come a long way since then. There's even a chipping pen that comes with it to tag cats so that we can keep track of them. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It is an extremely valuable piece of equipment, Andrew, and cannot easily be replaced, so I need you to guard it with your life, if needs be. I think he's joking at first, but he looks so intense that I decide to actually take him seriously. Yes, sir. Of course I will. Good. You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few cats that you can try it out on. So I spend the next hour scanning cats under the watchful eye of the professor.
But he said I didn't have to work today.
Well, you don't actually have to work and go out actually taking cats. You just have to do a bit of training. Which is kind of fun. You're an academic, so you like learning.
Okay.
Whatever. At least
Okay,
that's kind of
Jane.
how I would perceive it. But still, yes. Anyways,
Sure, Jane.
as I unpack and settle into my tent, I notice something odd. A little dugout under my bed. I reach in and pull out an unexpected find. The personal journal of the previous research assistant, the one before me. They must have forgotten it, or left it behind. It's an absolute gold mine of information. It's going to get me up to speed with how it all works around here in no time. However, it seems something else was happening here on the island. Something that was troubling them. I get the feeling there's far more going on here than the professor would have me know. Or the professor might even know himself. In spite of my increasing tiredness, I continue to read, and the journal gets weirder and weirder, to the point where I'm not sure whether I'm still reading or if I've dozed off and am now dreaming of talking cats and kidnappings. Eventually, I lose the battle and drift into a deep sleep. I wake with a start, and it takes me a moment to get my brain into gear. I hear a scratching sound and the rustling of paper coming from the tent flap. It's a cat with something in its mouth. Suddenly, I'm wide awake. No! It has the journal! Wait! But it has disappeared into the night. Before I know it, I'm out in the cold of night chasing it, running with all my might. I must get that book back. It has everything I need to know in it. Barefoot, dressed only in a t-shirt and shorts, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. This is familiar. I know, I read this in the journal. Something similar happened to the previous assistant. Yet here I am, falling into the same trap. I must be crazy. I slow to a stop. I think I'm going to be sick. I realize, of course, I'm close to the danger zone. Everything goes black and I fall to the ground. I open my eyes. A calico cat, one that I scanned yesterday, is standing in front of me. She drops the journal from her mouth. I pass out. Dun dun dun! Gotta do a general voice. Oh my gosh, right? Junkers is in here now! Chunkers!
Yes.
Hello, I say. Can you hear me? Are you okay? Here we go again. Move back a bit. Let them breathe. Has it been bitten? The Sphinx cat is standing over me, staring as I open my eyes. Yes, definitely bitten. Look at its hand. I bring my hand up to my face, and through blurry vision, I can make out several deep scratches and puncture marks. The cats watch me intently. Is this real? I read something in the journal about kidnapping. Kidnapping? Okay, Sans. We're sorry, it was the only way. You stole the journal. Oh, but I give it back to you. But why did you take it? To you out here, sucker! There's no need for rudeness, Kibbles. My head has begun to clear, and I realize that if I can talk to these cats, not only is it all true, but it's already too late. I have the sickness. It's sickening, no? Who said that again?
If you don't know, you're not a true fan.
Fuck. Oh, wasn't it Alexis Mateo?
Yes.
That's right. I couldn't think of it for a second. I was like, wait, who was it again?
Yeah,
Mateo,
sure.
Alexis Mateo. I
Sure,
put it together slowly in my head.
That's pretty much the norm for you, hon.
We need to have a talk, human. No, we don't. I know what's going on here. I read all about it from your last victim. Now, Kata, that's not very nice. We prefer to think of you as our champion and friend. McMurphy, you son of a charmer. My reputation goes before me. Oh, I know who you all are from the journal, so let's cut to the chase here. Yay! We don't have to get reintroduced to the cats all over again! Although it would be really fun to see them try and come up with new bantery lines occasionally.
No, they really won't. It'll just be shorter and shorter each time, basically like, yeah, I know what's going on, let's just get this crap over with.
Yep. We just did that, dummy! You know what I mean. What happens now? Keep reading the notes. That will tell you all we know so far. And who are you? You're not mentioned in the journal. You've figured it out. It's not my problem anymore. The new cat slinks off towards the forest area. Okay, Snooty. Oh, don't worry about them. They're preoccupied elsewhere. I imagine you're going to go be preoccupied with her. So, what do you say? Are you going to help us or not? I suppose my fate is already sealed. I will do my best to help you sort this mess out. Spoken like a true champion. Let's not hope this one's better. Let's hope this one's better than the last one. I thought the last one was pretty good, actually. Oh my god, that's a new face. Oh my god. She looks like she's in heat and has devil horns.
Yes, well,
He's thirsty.
Yeah, whoever you fall in love with has that face, so you can see it from any of their perspectives.
Oh my god, I love it.
And they're like, oh yeah, I thought the last one was
pretty good, actually. Unfortunately, they didn't get very far with discovering an antidote to what happened to our friends. My catalog starts beeping. Oh, my alarm, I have to get to work. Go. And thanks from all of us. Alright then. Boy, oh boy. I apologize for the coughing. make it back to the lab fairly quickly, considering how little sleep I've had. I wonder if that's one of the side effects of the feline transition. I was about to say, you actually tend to nap more. Maybe. Anyway, I imagine my agility levels will change. They will. I'm strangely excited about getting to work on the antidote. It's the sort of challenge I love. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalog beeps a message without any contact information. It's the stranger! Nope. I didn't even get time to read that. Ominous. I don't have time to work this puzzle out right now, though. I'm already going to be late for work if I don't get a move on. The professor is already working when I arrive, but miraculously, I'm not late. So there's no fuss. I get through the day as efficiently as possible and head back to my tent as soon as my work is done. I want to get to grips with finding out all I can as soon as possible. Alright then. Saving! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What should I do today?
I don't know. What do you want to do today? Should we go romance?
Well, seeing as we titled it Andrew and the Irish Créme, let's,
Why'd you name it Créme?
You like creme?
Yeah, but you had to did you put the affectation over it, or is it just creme?
I did. I put the accent over the E intentionally.
Oh, okay. No. I was just making sure that you did that.
Yes. You like creme?
I mean, maybe I do.
I love the fact that Snooty Booty's portrait is blacked out now.
Well, yes, because you can't get her anymore.
Well, yeah, I feel like there should be a little emblem over that, though. Just to say, she's already taken.
Well, now we have Irishman and the other one.
It would be sad if we let him hang like this, because he's one of the first two that you unlock.
Yeah, but we're not. We're going to give it to Mr.
To the you-ish character.
What?
The character
We're giving
you.
Oh, what?
Never mind.
I thought we're giving our Irishman.
Yeah, McMurphy is giving. Never mind. I know, but never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Mommy, is that you? Shh, quiet, Scarlet. Come with me. I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. You're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in the forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Kara. I'll be there to protect you. I don't have a very good Irish accent, so I'm not trying to go hard Irish.
Just do Jacksepticeye.
I know. Jack actually has a pretty soft Irish accent after all these years because of the fact that he speaks English so much for an American and British audience.
Yeah.
Which I guess works, seeing as a lot of people in Ireland actually speak Gaelic. Anyways. McMurphy, you know very well there's a force field around this island, stopping anything from outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place. Indeed. So the only things you have to worry about are the things that are already here. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So Come on, Carter, what are you waiting for? I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are! Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Could use a hand, Carter, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it, here we are, okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and nightclothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! Too bad the little portrait doesn't show him covered in mud. That would be nice, but... Ta-da! Can't you see it, Kata? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. It's a bottle? That's right, Kata. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul. But I thought I'd share it with you. Thought you might have a kind of welcome to the island party for two. Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets out a wild laugh. That it is, Kata! You drink alcohol? But you're a cat, that can't be good for your body. It's not good for anybody's. But it does wonders for the soul, to be sure. I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip wouldn't hurt. That's the spirit. And spirits. I try in vain to get some of the mud off me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. Outside, McMurphy curls up in my lap. It takes a while to uncork the bottle. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that shards of glass will only add to the flavor. But eventually I succeed my way. I pour a little out from McMurphy onto a leaf, and I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilized. McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this? No, don't worry about that, Cat. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. Please tell me this isn't piss water and he's into water sports randomly. Because that would just...
Oh my.
You gotta invite someone into your kink first. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. I respond by winding my eyes as I take another swing from the bottle. Oh my god, he's a furry. But in reverse! Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. Somehow it tastes less terrible the second time around. I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say. Present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. Don't take it harsh. I'm only joking, Kata. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. Anything Kata asks away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Kata thing. You know, my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned up in McMurphy's howls of laughter. You make me laugh, Kata. You really do. You know, I know exactly what your name is, Andrew. Kata is just... It's like a pet name, you know? Kata means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something my mummy used to call me people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the things I remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Hey, flash me your pearly whites. I smile like McMurphy awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter again. Oh, that's a lovely smile, to be sure. We need to grow into it yet. Could I have a top up over here? Oh, he looks drunk and there's bubbles around him. I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I don't even want to give you any in the first. I didn't even want to give you any in the first place. Did you not know that cats have 9 lives? You want to waste them all on booze? I already see the options. And why not? Besides, the night is still young, and we've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Akata, we've got lots of chin wagging to do yet. Are you going to port or not? Cheers, or this is an intervention.
Cheers.
Actually, do cheers?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Because I don't want to accidentally kill the potential cat boyfriend.
No, don't worry. I've
I
played the damn game.
Okay. But anyway, this line would have been hysterical. We need you to stop this. Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but I believe in a true democracy. Would you care to expand on that? And perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle that none shall have power over the people. Cats. Whatever. How inspirational. I'll toast to that. Alright, McMurphy, but on your head be it. For with the rejection of authority comes the responsibility of bearing the consequences of your actions. Pour some of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. Slang tick. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are a very mature. No, wait. Very grown up adult of fiddlesticks. You're over a certain age, and as such can take responsibility for your own choices. I like it. Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I want to go that far, but I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. I can't believe that I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. My proverbial hat is off to you. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph had paid me a compliment. Say, Kata, you ever been in love? McMurphy! The second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly. I'm going to take that as a yes. Are you still with them? Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ouch. But it's definitely their loss. Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. You're not saying you're one of those internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of? Oh my god! Kibbles do catfishers? No!
Well, Kibbles is the internet cat.
Oh my god. That makes so much more sense. No, McMurphy, gosh! It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, yeah? McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. See these eyes so green? I can stare for 1,000 years. You know? Ah, that's a charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh, come on, McMurphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well,
Dead.
one sweet soul. With a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about you, McMurphy? Who's the love of your life? Don't have one, Carter. Never have. Never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy. Oh god, they're so drunk. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool. A lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Kara. And each time, let me tell you, hurt more than the last. The thing is, though, Kara, I can't remember a thing about any of them. Any of what? I don't know. What were we talking about? David Bowie? Oh, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking? Ah, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. I think we're gonna vom. Oh god. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalog. Was I really need the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. Crikey! Oh my god. So, of course, they go for the slight stereotype of the Irish people. And, stop complaining, Mom. Stop. Of course, she's not gonna know or hear that, really. She's just hear vague sounds.
You gotta stop being
Text her that.
loud. Well, don't text her stop. Just text her I'm not being fucking loud.
Anyways, let's do recon.
What your problem is probably that you're laughing too much.
True. Recon 2. Trixie has been telling me about a strange phenomenon in a nearby rock pool. I've decided it's probably worth checking out. Start. I've taken some time off today so that Trixie can show me the water pools she's been telling me about. I have some sample bottles in my backpack, along with some food and a blanket. If it's nice, we can have a picnic lunch here. So these pools appear to be different colors? They don't appear to be, Hilmy. They are! Well, we can't prove that until we've tested them. Reflection, refraction, and dispersion can play some fancy tricks on the eye. Ooh, to your testing! You take all the magic away, science person. It makes your world very dull, I think. Maybe you're right, Trixie. Let's wait and see what wonders you are going to show me, eh? That's right. This way. She's disappeared from sight. I run to the cliffside where she was walking, and, looking over the edge, I can see that she's jumped onto a small rock shelf about 4 meters down from where I'm stood. Come on, you can do it. Don't be a fraidy cat. I'm more concerned about how I will get back up again, actually. There were kind of steps further along, but this way's closer to the entrance. Not wanting to appear too much of a killjoy, I clamber over the edge and lower myself down, dropping the last few feet. Impressive! You're getting a feline spring in your step. If you say so. I'm worried I may have twisted my ankle, but I don't want to say anything. Follow me, Springy! She's disappeared again. It's like keeping up with a jackrabbit. Follow my voice! Suddenly, an alarming sound is coming from between two rock faces. It's high-pitched, screeching, and very loud. I squeeze through the crevice and am in what looks like a cave without a ceiling. Trix, stop! The sound is so amplified in this enclosure it has become deafening. Sorry, homie, but it feels so good. Have a try. What? Yell, shout, scream, sing at the top of your voice, loud as you can. Oh, really? I feel so conscious, but I am dying to have a go. You only live once, and it's so fabulous. She makes the noise again. And this time I join in. It's fantastic. The acoustics are something else. It's like an amphitheater. Eventually we run out of steam, and I flop to the ground exhausted, but exhilarated too. After we have caught our breath and ready to push onwards. We'd better get on if we don't want to be back too late. We're here! I'm surprised. I was expecting something more impressive, I suppose. This is the place? I look around, and for the first time I notice several small pools of water, no, much larger than puddles, around the edges of the enclosure. Oh, I see. I bend down next to the nearest pool and see straight away that it is the deepest red. It looks like blood. Look at mine, like liquid sky. I cross to the opposite side where Trixie is sitting, and sure enough, there's the clearest, richest blue water. And melted emeralds. Again, I follow her to another pool, as green as spring foliage. Then another of deepest purple, one of orange, yellow, pink. Violet certainly is as amazing as you said, Trix. How strange that they are all so different. What's causing it? It has to be a trick of the light. Put your hand in. Not sure that's a good idea. There could be any number of bacteria making this happen. Best not to touch it until we're sure it's safe. I've done it lots. It's fine. I glance over, and sure enough, she has her furry little paws in the golden-colored water. Somewhat reassured, I scoop some of the blue water up and sniff it. It smells wonderful, as though it has been perfumed. What's that smell? It's weirdly familiar. I take out my bottles and begin collecting the waters. My theory about the light is blown when I line the little bottles up together and they each retain their original hue. Something is actually dyeing this water. Can't wait to get back to the lab to run some tests. We can go back the easy way if you like. Follow me! We head back along the rock shelf and go past the spot we jumped down on the way here. Further along, there is an ascent, just as Trixie had said, but I would hardly call it steps. Someone's clearly tried to make a trail here, but it's all a bit rough and ready. Further along still, I can make out a large empty metal drum. It's rusted, obviously discarded from some time ago. I get a closer look and see there is a tab near the base and the remains of a label, but I can barely make out the words. Oh, I take a picture of it with my catalog. The perfume I smelled in the cave seems to be stronger here. I am very intrigued. Trixie couldn't be less interested in all of this. She is happily skipping ahead for a good picnic spot for us. I will have to be patient with my investigations. Okay, now that is very interesting. What was that barrel? I hope we find out eventually. And let's do one bit of research. Then do the rest. Research 4. I never thought I could add feline hairstylist to my CV, but it looks like today is my lucky day. Let's groom some cats. I put on my latex gloves and gather my tools. Brush, scissors, swabs, kitty wipes. I cannot but think I've forgotten something. Of course, treats. I leave the tent and head for the lab, hoping to stroke a few of the island's residents on the way. Meow, meow, meow. Oh my. The half-cat face. I call out to the lazing subjects as I enter the lab. Looky, looky, what have I got? I shake the bag of treats, and the small lab erupts with hungry meows. If you want these, you'll have to behave, okay? I open the first crate, hum of the grouchy old Mr. Bumble, and I gently lift him onto the corner to be groomed. Morning, Grumpy. Let me check your ears. No debris, lovely. I have a feeling you may be discharged in the next day or two. He was brought in with a mild infection. Slight temperature, weepy eyes, but he seems to have recovered remarkably well. In fact, I'm going to recommend to Professor Popper that he release him by the end of the week. I give Mr. Bumble a cheeky cuddle before I begin to brush his matted fur. Wow, where does it all come from? There's enough fur here to make another cat. Mr. Bumble is beginning to get agitated and lets out a displeased grumble. I know, it's very annoying. Just got to trim you up a bit, then you can get back to sleep. He resignedly lets me cut some of the hair around his bum and the back of his hind legs. Aren't you a good boy? Here we go. Nom nom. I pour some of the little fish-shaped treats onto the counter, and the ragamuffin practically inhales them. Now let's get you back to your cozy crate. I tuck him away and open the next one. Here turns Socks. Does it cut in color, yeah? I snort at my own joke and then brushing the little white cat. He's a lot more lively than old Bumble and keeps trying to bite the brush. Hey, don't make me get the harness, Socks. It's no fun for either of us. The cat seems to understand and settles down, only giving the brush an occasional nip when he thinks I won't notice. Oh, hello, what's this? I noticed a little red patch on his neck just under his chin. Oh no, we don't have botflies, do we? Poor Soxy. I take the magnifying glass out of my inner pocket and examine the inflamed area closer. Ouch. Socks begins to struggle away from me. He must be in quite a lot of discomfort. It's okay, Socks, I'm just looking. I stroke the little cat to try and calm him down. I hate using sedatives on the subjects unless absolutely necessary. After a while, I'm able to get a better look at the wound. There doesn't seem to be anything living under here. I'm relieved I don't have to deal with any botflies. Looks strange. It's like a rash or a sore, but I'm not sure how or where he could have picked it up. I'm worried about how to proceed. Should I just clean it with some saline solution and let the air get to it, or should I put some of the professor's soothing Créme 116 on it and wrap it in gauze? Is there a right answer, babe?
What are the choices again?
Créme or saline solution?
Saline solution. Yeah, let's go with the saline solution.
Just clean with saline. Okay.
Because trust me, you don't want that cream. No.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense, considering what we know about the creams not being super good. Actually, maybe that's why the cat has that sore in the first place. A sore like this should be cleaned with a little saline. No need for anything stronger. I'll reassess the need for Créme 116 if it hasn't cleared up in a few days. Pour some saline onto some gauze and gently clean Soxy's wound. He squirms a little. It's not very comfortable for him, but generally he sits pretty well and it's done in no time. Yes! New unlocks! Research 6! Woo!
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow. What should I do now? Rest. Ooh. There are waves crashing. The sound is so loud I can't make myself be heard, but I still scream to the life raft that's moving away from the sinking ship. I'm going down with this ship. I'm being thrashed against the sides of the old wooden vessel. This isn't right. The ship looks wrong. A cat's face looms up close to mine. Everything is wrong, all of it. Which cat are you? But the words come out of my mouth as mewling, and I realize I am not myself. I'm some kind of beast. Suddenly I'm flying. I'm in the claws of some enormous bird. The beating wings are deafening. I look down to see the ground approaching really fast. You can drop through the break. What does that mean? What break? What break? Breakfast! Breakfast! Rise and shine! Oh, she's not scowling. Huh. Strange. Strange world. Aww. Floofy Butt is heartbroken. Don't worry, Floofy Butt. Someone will come to you soon. I'm sweltering in the mess tent. Typical for me to get cook duty on the hottest day so far. I step out for a moment to try and catch some air. Psst. Not really sure if I heard something or if the dehydration is getting to me. I take a swig from my water bottle. Hey, aren't you gonna share, Kata? Oh, McMurphy, was that you psting? What are you suggesting, Kata? I only use the designated litter area. Murph, you are incorrigible. You know exactly what I meant. Come on, Kata, never mind all that. We have work to do. I am working. I'm supposed to be cooking for this evening. I mean work of the adventuring variety. Oh, of course you do. Ah, come on, don't be such a bore. I'm sorry, McMurphy, but I can't. I'm very busy here. It's going to take hours to defrost and braise this meat from the mainland. But if you come with me, you may end up providing a much tastier dish in half the time. What do you say, Kata? You up for the crick? What are you saying? You mean I should just bunk off? That's the spirit. Strip off your apron and let's hit the trail. But I can't just... What if someone comes looking for me? Leave him a note. Gone fishing. Maybe it's the heat, but I'm overcome with a moment of madness. Well, okay then, you wild Irish rover. I'm all yours.
Yes, good
Oh
choice.
my. Now he has the devil horns and heat faced. Ah, now
Yeah.
there's a thought. Oh, McMurphy! That bit of human consciousness in there is really horny, isn't it? Before I can answer, he slunk into the thickening of the forest behind the clay cooking pits. I whip off my apron and follow behind. Wait, Murph, it's too hot to run. Then we really ought to cool ourselves off, huh? Ah, it's the cliff again. He's led me to the cliffs and without warning takes a running drop off the edge. I see him flying through the air and watch mesmerized as he cuts through the water. Oh no! Murphy, are you okay? Don't panic, I'm coming! I kick off my flip-flops and shorts and follow him into the water. I'm surprised at how shallow it is and I'm easily able to stand. Murph, where are you? I frantically search about, fearing for his safety, and suddenly feel something brush against my legs, making me scream out loud. What's that? I look down into the clear water and see McMurphy speeding along the seabed like a shark, fast and sleek, and suddenly breaking up through the surface with something in his mouth. McMurphy, you can swim? What on earth is that thing? Oh my, it's a fish! I can see he's smiling even with the sprat in the way. You can fish? He spits the fish back into the water. There truly is no end to my talents, Kata. You can say that again. But I have so many questions I don't even know where to start. Catch your breath, Kata. I know I'm exhilarating company, but you need to exercise a little bit of restraint, or you'll be swooning on me next. Relax, the salt water is very buoyant. I copy McMurphy and we both lie on our backs on the surface. It's very calming and tranquil. I'm finally able to collect my thoughts. I realize I've not had this much clarity in a long time. This is so cool. I know, Trixie took me here first. Calls it the Ponder Pool. Oh, can you all swim then? I thought cats. Before I even finish my sentence, McMurphy cuts in. It's a common misconception that cats can't swim. As you can see, it's another thing we excel at. Well, really, it's the idea that a lot of house cats don't like water. Or rather, a lot of just animals don't like the feeling of rain, which is what a shower feels like, which is how most people wash their pets. Sponges also feel weird, just in general. Um, yeah. So that's why dogs and cats sometimes just don't like water. But they can swim, if they get taught, or learn, simply. Anyways, so humble too. As Nana McMurphy used to say, if you got a trumpet, blow it. What about the fish? Where did they come from? There were no birds or fish on this island. It's one of the first things they tell you in orientation. That's because they don't know. Don't know what? Ah, it's better if I just show you. Come on, Kata, follow me. We swim for a while, with McMurphy leading the way with purpose, and then he stops. Well, notice anything interesting? Well, the water's much cooler and deeper here. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Can you feel anything? I stand perfectly still for a moment. I begin to feel a strange sensation around my legs, like a warm trickling under the water. McMurphy, are you peeing? Don't be so crude, Kata. It's a current. Look over there. I refocus my eyes until I see what I thought was a rock shadow is moving. It comes closer into focus, and I realize it's a shoal of small fish darting in and out of one particular spot. What is that? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Is it enough to just see Kata, to experience? Do you always have to understand everything? Well, yes, that's my job. That's who I am, McMurphy. I'm a scientist. It's in my DNA to seek to understand. Come on then, scientist, let's take a closer look. We move closer to the area where the fish are gathered. I put my hand down and realize I can touch them and even pick them up, but something is stopping them from swimming further inland. McMurphy, we need to get going. I'm going to be in big trouble if I'm away for any longer. But thank you for showing me this. I'm going to have to come back here to try to understand it. Don't waste your time, Kata. It wouldn't be a waste. I'm committed to finding all I... He cuts across me as I'm speaking. I meant coming back to this particular spot. The fishes won't be here. Oh, I see. It's only at certain times and different locations. It changes all the time. There's no pattern to it either. So you just be sticking pins in maps, Kata. I brought you here because I saw them this morning. Chances are they'll be gone by this afternoon. The disappointment must be apparent on my face because McMurphy switches lanes super fast to distract me. Okay, Kata, it's time to strip off. Huh? That t-shirt would make a lovely net. Let's go fishing. Oh, I see. Go fishing? Definitely go fishing. I whip off my top and use it as a net to scoop up as many fish as possible. It's quite effective. Great idea, Murph. Now you can wrestle up a tasty fish supper in no time at all. And you get to enjoy my company for an extra hour. Win-win, Kata. Okay, so now I have a little challenge for you. That, Kata, is music to my ears. That's little more than a gauntlet thrown. Well, it's hardly a gauntlet, more a brain teaser. How am I going to explain to the rest of my team this bountiful ocean offering? Why tell them anything at all? Because they're going to notice that we're eating something that wasn't on the delivery list, or the menu rota, and tastes way too fresh for something recently defrosted. You worried far too much about things that don't really matter, Kata. I know he's right. I could do with loosening up a little, but this is a pretty big dilemma, really. Maybe I ought to tell Professor Popper about this? What's the harm? Becca stops splashing around and looks me squarely in the eyes. There would be harm, Kata. Trust me on that. Obviously, I didn't mean to tell... Obviously, I don't mean I'd tell him about you, or anything that would endanger any of us. Just that he noticed the shoal of fishes, and I took some. End of. You really think you can mention a phenomenon like this, and that would be the end of it? That you wouldn't start putting all manner of investigations and disruptions in place? You're naive, my friend. Making myself blush. I am being a bit naive, but I don't like the thought of lying. So what do you suggest, then, if you know so much about everything? Give me a plausible story and I'll follow through. If Murphy lets out a wild howl and splashes water at me. Now that's what I like to hear, you impetuous daredevil you. I splash him back, and a furious water fight ensues. We are making such a ruckus, I'm amazed no one comes to check what's going on. After a good 10 minutes of laughter and play, we run out of steam and float in the buoyant warm water. Let's hear it then, Oz. What's my cover story? It's a very simple case of brazen bluffing. Okay. Make a simple but delicious meal, and if anyone should ask where the fish came from, shrug your shoulders and ask the same question. Huh? It's all in the poker face. You'll remain completely impassive and ask the same question. Yeah, I wondered that too. Where did the fish come from? They're delicious. Really? Trust me, Kata, as a cat who is forever risking one of his 9, the simpler you keep it, the more they buy it. If they ask you where you got them from, you tell them the fridge. Simple. I feel quite giddy at the prospect of getting away with a ruse. Okay, Murph. Let's gather the supper. We have an abundance in no time, and I haul my catch back to the kitchen in good time to make a tasty meal for everyone, and a little extra for my feline pals. Huh. And that's that. There was research unlocked, so I'd like to see what that is. Research 6. Follicle Miracle. It's time for some curious testing in the labs. I'm intrigued to see what kind of work the professor has up his sleeve. Let's find out, shall we? My stomach is queasy. I really don't want to do this. It's strange. I'm used to treating subjects with medication and injections, but something about this doesn't feel right. Hello, you. Oh boy. I smile at the gentle cat on the table in front of me. I look at the syringe in my hand. I turn to the professor. What are we testing for with these meds again? He looks up from his desk. Is there a problem, Andrew? I've already told you it's supposed to stimulate hair growth. Why do we need to stimulate hair growth? Why indeed? However, ours is not to question why, Andrew. The likes of you and I perform the tests set up by the people who pay our wages. Such is life, eh? The professor returns to his work, and I understand the conversation is over. I look back at the little cat. His name is Smokey. He's a Lyokoi cat, with a very short, fine hair. A real sweetie. I suppose the professor is right. This is just my job, and although I feel terrible, I find a way to ignore the pangs of guilt and inject Smokey with the medication. He squeals, but is over quickly, and he can return to his cage. How long does this usually take? The professor looks up again, slightly irritated. I don't know, Andrew, but you're being paid to find that out, aren't you, my dear? Oh, yes, of course. I make a note of the time and observe the cat. After 5 minutes, there's no noticeable change. 10 minutes, still no change. After half an hour, I think I notice his hair looks a little different, but it's just like my eyes are playing tricks on me. 1 hour in, and all of a sudden, I can see his hair is visibly longer and seems to be continuing to grow. I must say I'm very impressed and a little confused. I decide to take a tea break. Smokey seems content to nap for a while. Can I get you a cup of tea, Professor? Oh no. I don't know how you can tolerate the foul stuff they brew up in the mess tent. I have my thermos of coffee here, thank you. Fair enough, I'll be back in a bit. Boy, oh boy, can't wait to see what happens with Smokey. I've been gone for 10 minutes at most, but as I enter with my mug of tea, I instantly notice the drama taking place in Smokey's cage. I find it hard to stifle a laugh. Oh my goodness, Professor, have you seen this? The professor looks up, exasperated by another interruption, but then he notices the cage. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, don't just stand there, Andrew. Get him out. I open the front of the cage and pull out the large hairball that Smokey has turned into. His fur tumbles over my arm as it cuddles with the older cat. Well, I never. Very interesting, isn't it, Andrew? I think it's still growing, Professor. I do believe you're right. Perhaps we should consider the clippers. The professor hands me a small set of electric clippers, and I immediately begin using them on the ever-expanding Smokey. I continue to shave for the next 15 minutes until he finally seems to run out of fur. My, that's a lot of hair! We both stand staring at the pile of fur at our feet. Just keep a small amount for testing and put the rest of it out the back. Mara can dispose of it later. Mara? Mrs. Marigold. Excellent work today, Andrew. Most interesting findings. Thank you, sir. Although the results had nothing to do with me, I'm left feeling a tad guilty about Smokey's ordeal. I place him back in his cage, check for any signs of trauma, and when satisfied he's okay, I awkwardly take my leave. What in the world? This is what it's like for people testing out, more bizarre beauty products on animals. Basically.
Yes.
Awkward. Feels odd. Although it usually doesn't have such dramatic results as that, as far as I know. Let's do romance.
Get to rest. Don't forget to rest.
Rest after this. McMurphy! It's too beautiful a day to be slaving in a hot lab, so when Murph invited me for a stroll, it was easy to say yes. Not that I need much incentive to spend time with him. He's very engaging company. We've come to one of my favorite spots, where the cliffs sweep upwards above the blue water. Suddenly, and without any warning, McMurphy plunges over the top of the towering rocks. I run to the cliff's edge with my heart in my mouth to see what's happened. And there is a sight I still haven't gotten used to. He is in the water, more otter than cat, waving me to follow. Jump, Kata, jump! Show the water's grand. McMurphy! I'm shocked by the shrillness of my voice. I intended to be quite such a shriek. What are you singing along to?
Nothing. I wasn't just singing to myself and forgetting I was on a video call.
We aren't technically on video call, but...
You know what I meant.
It feels weird because you don't have very much commentary today.
Well, it's when we do these kind of videos, at least right now, hopefully we can fix this in the future, I will be able to, just But no, so I'm just sitting here keeping myself entertained, and I just happened to think of that Black Eyed Peas song, and all of a sudden I was just hearing it in my head. It's running, running, and running, running, and
And
running,
running, and
and
running.
running. So all of a sudden, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing.
Meanwhile, and running, running, and running, running, and running.
Back to
I
the
don't remember
game.
anything else from that song.
Yeah, no, me neither. Well, I remember everybody. No, I remember that song. Let's get it started. Hey,
Oh
let's get it
yeah.
started in here. Let's
Let's
get
get
it
it
started.
started and ha!
Let's get it started in here. Yeah, that's that song.
Woohoo! Uh
Yep. That's that song.
huh.
But I just specifically also really remember just when the bass beats running, running, and running, running,
I
and
know.
running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, and running, running. Anyway, back to the game, please.
Anyways, our little side tangent aside, I was aiming for stern admonishment. That's so dangerous. You could do yourself serious injury or worse from such a height. Oh, Bish, come on, Kata. Oh, you won't get to see the little surprise I have in store. You've already surprised me enough for one day. Ah, which one of us is meant to be the pussy? Oh, that's a good joke. At this, I am filled with an indignance that takes over my body, and before I know it, I am halfway between ledge and water, bracing for impact. Oh, oh, this way! I'm still catching my breath as McMurphy's head disappears under the surface. I mind to say, no, this is ridiculous. Get back to land this instant. But my body is following the Irish cat. My eyes take a moment to adjust, but when they do, I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. It's a ship. As we approach from the stern, it looks pretty much intact. I can see the name on its rear port side, and though faded and worn away in parts, the words are unmistakable. Kitty's Desire. My head is swimming due to the excitement and lack of oxygen. I flounder to the surface to catch my breath. Kitty's Desire? I feel like I know that name. McMurphy eventually bobs up to join me on the surface. Surprised? A shipwreck? Here? This is a very old island, Kata. A lot has happened here. But how did a ship even get here before the path was made? Hey, don't ask me, Kata. I'm just in for the grog. McMurphy smiles and dives back into the murky depths. I follow, a flailing flesh bag in comparison to Murphy's sleek figure. I try to get a closer look at the wreckage. It's a big ship, likely a trading vessel judging from the size. It's hard to tell how old it is, but it certainly isn't modern. Maybe 18th to 19th century. When we enter the ship from a large hole in the stern, I realize that a lot of the vessel is actually on land, and it's obvious that it ran ashore after it was damaged at sea. There's not much time to ponder the mechanics of what happened, as McMurphy is tugging at my t-shirt with his right paw, while gesturing with his other paw outstretched to the cabin he wants me to enter. I'm grateful for the air trapped inside and gasp for breath. Here, Kata, look! Hang on, let me catch my... But he has already ducked into the next cell. How is he not out of breath? I realize his ability to swim underwater is unusually strong, but he barely breaks the surface at all. In here, through the hole. He sounds really excited, and as I enter, I see why. There, in the center of the cabin, is a chest, which we can see right there in the drawing. It's wedged between the wall and a surprisingly well-preserved writing desk. What's the difference between a raven and a writing desk? One has a chest beside it. The only thing preventing it from falling and being buried in the sand. Treasure chest! I sound like a giddy child and feel almost embarrassed, but McMurphy joins in my glee, and suddenly we're cheering and laughing together. Come on then! Open it, Kata. Okay. What are you waiting for? Ah, does it need one? Well, of course it does, Murph. It's a locked treasure chest. Can you not just break the lock? Who do you think I am, Houdini? Hadn't known about that, but I do know you're a very clever scientist whose thirst for knowledge matches my thirst for grog. So you get yours, and I'll go get.
Stop laughing so loudly. You got in trouble last time.
Sorry. My mom isn't actually like. She's just complaining, the complaining, worried type. She worries that I bother the neighbors. They bother us all the time. They can fucking deal with it.
But I was gonna say, heaven forbid we bother them.
I know. The Moggy grins before darting into the next cabin, and I hear the familiar clinking of bottles shortly after. I decide to try the lock anyway, while McMurphy is getting his. I look around for anything I could lever it with, and am disappointed. Oh my god, babe.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. I may or may not be listening to it now.
Of course. I should have expected that. McMurphy wants to get it started.
Started in here.
Everything except the chest and desk must have been washed away a long time ago. We'll have to come back with some tools to tackle that lockmurph. There comes no response. McMurphy is obviously still busy with his looting and pillaging, so I decide to swim to the beach to get a better look at this wreck from land.
I hope so. I don't know if they will.
When I take note of the scene properly, I can make out what looks like another large ship just a bit further down the beach. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. One huge sea vessel finding its way to the island is strange enough, but two meeting the same unhappy fate is more than my brain can process. The proximity of the pair would suggest a collision of some kind. Possibly the second vessel could have been a pirate ship. Maybe it was attacking the merchant vessel? I get the feeling I'm looking at the conclusion of a very interesting story here. I wonder why Professor Popper didn't tell me about it. Obviously, he must be aware of the two vessels. My nose for intrigue has started to twitch, and I am burning to know more. I decide to take some of the debris, splinters, and small chunks of metal and pocket it for later analysis in the lab. When I'm satisfied that I've thoroughly combed the beach for specimens and have salvaged anything of interest, I realize that I haven't seen McMurphy for quite a while. My heart stops and the hairs on my neck stand on end. How could I have been so wrapped up in my work that I neglected to keep an eye on my friend? McMurphy? I'm met with silence and still water. I run back towards Kitty's Desire with my heart thumping in my chest. McMurphy! I jump into the sea and swim back to the stern of the ship. There doesn't seem to be any life around here. I break through the surface with a choke and I try to call out again, but my throat is hoarse and full of salt water. Where? I catch sight of a shadow out of the corner of my eye, crawling along the seabed. I dive under to get a better look and see instantly that it's the Irish cat, stalking and prowling as if he were on land. I quickly grab him by the scruff of the neck and drag him back to shore. McMurphy, you loon, what on earth are you playing at? I catch my breath and check on him, but he's happily rolling on his back in the sand. Me? I was having a grand time until you manhandled me with those big meaty paws of yours. Should we get serious or let it go?
Let it go. Let it go.
I was holding back saying anything. Big meaty what? Charming, I must say. I'll have you know, I was very worried about you.
Started in here. Let's get it started. I can't get it out of my head.
Let's let it go. Let's let it go.
That's the new title of the stream is Let's Get It Started.
I do like Andrew and the Irish Créme, though.
Yes, I know, because it's got dirty implications.
Yes. But also, alcoholic implications.
Yes.
Considering McMurphy is an Irish cat who loves his booze, it makes sense. In so many ways. I love it. And I fully appreciate it, Kata. Meaty paws. McMurphy has started laughing, and it's too infectious not to join in. Seriously though, Mac, that was some very impressive breath control. I didn't see you come up for air once. I think I get it from my mother, God bless her. I believe she had fantastic lungs. Do you remember her? Flashes sometimes. But Kara, when I'm not on that grog, I have all kinds of flashes. Who knows what's real and what isn't? I feel he's nudging me off that subject. so I respect his privacy. What do you know about these two beauties, then? You survey the ships in silence for a moment or two. I know they've been a source of great pleasure for me, Kata. Beyond that, I don't really care too much. You really are the embodiment of hedonism. I'll take that as a compliment, Kata. I can't help but laugh. You would. There's worse things in life than a little pleasure. True, but a little balance may be even better. That's where you come in. Huh? You bring some balance to me, Kata. You let me be me, but you help me stay safe. Yes, I suppose so.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Leave me alone.
And you bring some spice to what might otherwise be a rather bland scientist's taste. McMurphy's green eyes glitter in the sunlight, and he throws me a wink. Come on then, swashbuckler. I need something to eat after all that adventuring. I'll walk you back to camp if you promise to save a bite for your friendly tour guide. Yes, new unlocks. A pirate's tale. Extras. Woo!
That's extra. We get to learn about pirates.
Extra, extra. Read all about it.
Pirates. Meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Pirates.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. God damn it, why am I sticking my head?
Oh, babe. When
Let's
a song is stuck inside your head. Sing this song, just sing this song instead. Again now.
All I wanna do is to fall in deep.
When a song is stuck inside your head, sing this song. Just sing this song instead. It goes like ba 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 da da ba ba ba. Hey.
Little roll of
Ba 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 da da ba 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 ba. How's it going? Ba 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 da da ba 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 ba. Okay. Ba 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 da da ba da da.
Before now I've got Into You and on.
Oh my god.
What? So baby, come light me up. Baby, I'll let you on. Wish they had waited for me to get on Drag Race to use this song, but I guess it's okay they used it on All Stars 4, but whatever. I wanted to do it, but okay, give it to Monet and Val, I guess.
We'll see if you get a really good song.
Well, a song I expect to lip sync many times. Well, I expect to lip sync many times because there are things I suck at when they have a lot of design challenges and crap, but I'll do well in the comedy challenges, and I feel like if there's just enough of a half and half, I'll make it to the finale, and then I can just lip sync my way to second place because they'll give it to the person with the better track record.
Of course,
well,
they would.
Give it to the person with the better track. Well, they didn't give it to Brooke this year, so maybe I have a chance.
I mean, they definitely wouldn't give it to someone who does only half and half.
Yeah, of course they want, it gave it to somebody, either Evie or, Brooke could have deserved it, but I'm just one of those old-fashioned, it should be based on track record, but oh well.
Yeah. But I do feel like Evie was definitely going to be the one who would be better as a face.
But that hasn't, I don't think it mattered, because it obviously didn't matter in season 9, because Sasha won, and Shea was right there.
That's
and in season
true.
10, I guess Aquaria had the best track record, but I mean, Calorie Kardashian Williams was right there, but okay. Whatever. Anyway, can we get back to the game while I just sing to myself?
When a song is stuck inside your head. Anyway, I've made my way. I've made my way down to the part of the beach where McMurphy told me the shipwrecks were. I'm looking for clues as to what happened here, in case it's useful to my work on the Antidote. I I don't really know what I'm looking for. I feel a bit like a kid with my bucket and spade digging in the sand.
Disagree.
Oh my god, who are you? Having fun. Uh, having fun? No. What do I give the... Who... What do I give the voice to for Captain Corn?
A piratey voice? No, well, give Captain Corn, that's the pirate, that's the one in the blue suit or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, give him more of a refined pirate voice, and then you'll see the lady pirate, and she deserves more of a Avast me hearty's voice.
Oh boy. Ooh, crap. Now I'm reminded of, was it like the first episode? I think it was the first episode of the History is Gay podcast where they went over a bunch of gay pirates. One who may have been bisexual, who is really just gay by proximity, and may have had a thing with a known gay pirate that was on his ship and around him.
Keep your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on.
But yeah, that's where they came up with the idea of murder wives, which is fun. But anyways, Captain Corn.
Sorry, I just want to point out that this is like the best part of the song. Okay, I'm good.
I do like in the meme version where it has dun dun. Ah!
No, this version's much better. Like the original, like I mean, did you ever see? It's on YouTube. I'll show it to you when we're on video call. Have you ever seen the Grammy performance where Annie Lennox comes dressed up as like an Elvis sort of way before Lady Gaga did her Joe Calderone-esque thing? Annie Lennox came to the Grammys and was done all up in like an Elvis-inspired outfit. Oh my god, it was so good. And they played it on like an electric guitar. They played on like an electric guitar, keyboard, violin thing. This part, oh my god, it was so good. One of the best like Grammy performances ever.
Cool. Having fun. This voice startles me. It's unfamiliar, and I don't know who it belongs to, so I'm on my guard. Who is that? Show yourself. I've nothing to hide, but I am, naturally, wary of your intentions. Will you give me your word of honor? You mean me no harm? Yes. You have my word of honor. I feel like a Cub Scout. I take you at your word, and I'm happy to make your acquaintance. Captain Corn! You are an adorable little cat, Captain Corn.
Yes. We love all the kitties. They so cool and cute.
Okay, Captain Corn looks way more starey, sort of. Oh, and now Captain Corn is giving me, oh, what was her name from Treasure Planet?
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
The feline captain from Treasure Planet, or co-captain.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you need to give the That's the one you need to give the more
refined
the female
voice.
pirate. Yeah, the female pirate. No, the female pirate gets the crazier voice. The male pirate is more refined pirate.
Okay, yes.
It would never happen. Like you have this pirate where like I have limits, and then the female pirate's like fuck your limits. I'll do whatever I please.
Okay.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm just like, I love this song so much.
A tall, sleek gray cat has stepped from behind the wreckage and is bowing in front of me. I feel obliged to bow back at him. I'm pleased to meet you, Captain. Do you live here? In the wreckage, I mean?
Agreed.
I think I live elsewhere, but I've been here for a long time. I'm trying to find my crew. I realized he was wearing a vintage naval uniform. I'm not an expert on military history, but I guess it's from the 1800s. Ah, Captain, did you arrive on one of these ships? Are all the cats on this island immortal? I just had a thought. Are all the cats on this island immortal?
No. Have you seriously not figured out that they're just turning into humans, or they're humans who are turning into cats?
Well, duh. I'm saying, are the cats immortal? Because this cat is wearing an 1800s costume. Or is this cat a ghost?
It's not really defined. The island is strange. The island is weird.
Okay. Yes, I captained the kitty's desire, but I feel I let my men down. Where are they? I have been searching. Definitely feels ghostly. He seems quite disoriented. What happened? Looks like you had a bit of a run-in. Run-in my eye? Maliciously set upon and attacked, more like. This disgrace of a vessel is a pirate ship.
Appetite for seduction.
Here's Captain Livy. Be careful who you're calling names, Con! They might just take umbrage. Then the cat will really have got your tongue. Another cat has appeared. A petite, long-haired tabby, also dressed in some kind of costume. Identify yourself, stranger! The new cat has turned to me. Hello, my name is Andrew, and this is Captain. I know who he is, all right. What are you doing in my domain, Andrew? State your business. I was just digging around. Not sure for. I certainly didn't know it was your domain. It's not. This is unclaimed land as yet. I dispute that the ownership belongs to this rogue cut and throat. Hang on. Let's not get overexcited. Who's rogue? That's not a nice thing to say to a fellow cat. Do not put me in the same sentence as that mercenary ne'er-do-well. She is a pirate. Calm yourself, Connie. Right now I'm more interested in what this human is digging for. Oh, nothing in particular. Are you really a pirate? I refuse to discuss my business in the company of this pompous goody two-paws. If you wish to speak with me, you'll need to see me alone.
Wait a minute. Wait. I just realized, is Bob on her stream? Because I just noticed I have a Discord notification from an hour ago saying, watch from this channel instead so you can hear at Andrew and Gay Smith be gay. I mean, if he's promoting our channel, fabulous.
Yeah, if Bob is around at all, hey Bob. But if not, because we know he gets busy on Thursdays, maybe he just helped promote.
Let me see.
Anyway, and off she walks with a tail in the air.
Oh, he posted our video.
Aww.
And he said, time to get my Marvel, just still haven't done the two, don't bother. Watch from this channel. When watched through someone else playing, she's not worth the money, love. I played like all of it in 2 days. Ooh. So, good for her.
Who?
Ooh. Boobies. Thanks for shouting us out. I guess he was not shouting out our stream, he was shouting out our old Zero Escape video.
Ah. Which one? The one where he screamed, Balenciaga!
I assume starting from the beginning.
This is the beginning.
Oh no, number 3. Ambidex Rooms, round 1 from Virtue's Last Reward.
Oh, right. Ally or betray? And see how it switches. Ha ha ha! Thank goodness that vermin has left us. However, she makes a point. If you wish to discover what really happened to you, you're going to have to make a choice. Her story or mine. Well, seeing as I like the game her story sounds good. But also, a pompous cat.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. Corn might be corny.
You're horny, alright.
I said corny, not horny.
Sure you did, Jim.
It's McMurphy that's horny.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Tanto me guste.
Anyways,
What? I'm just singing Alaska's parody of Despacito, Valentina. It's actually a good
what story
parody.
should we
It's
listen to,
obviously
or can we listen to both?
no. Why the hell would you ever want to listen to the original Despacito?
No story, baby. The
Oh,
pirate story.
oh, yeah. What about? Oh. Well, you can listen to both pirate stories. You can always go back. It's an extra, not a ritual. So you can go back and play the entire thing over again and just listen to the other side of the story.
Okay, let's go with Libby. That
That's what I
saying
went
Captain Corn, I turned
through
in
at
chase after the
first.
long-haired tabby, a real-life
Yep.
pirate who would pass up the opportunity to interview a swashbuckling freebooter. Pirate? As we reach the forest, the cat stops in her tracks and turns to face me. She straightens herself up on her hind legs and takes an elegant bow. Lady, Lady Elizabeth H. Rutherford. I'm taken aback by her sudden transformation from savage to lady. My subordinates call me Captain. My buckos call me Libby. She returns to all fours. Pleased to meet you, Captain. It truly is an honor. Enough for the nice talk, human. You want to hear my story? But you'd best sit down. It's not for the faint-hearted. I do as I'm told and sit on the muddy ground. I suppose the first thing you'll want to know is how a refined young lady of noble birth became a buccaneer with such a fearsome reputation. Well, there are many, most of, actually, the women on sea were refined young noble ladies who decided to fuck society and left to go be freeloading. And lesbians. A lot of bisexuals and lesbians on sea. I want to hear everything. That is, if you're happy to tell me. It will make a change talking to anyone other than that old windbag. Captain Corn. The very same. It has the likes of him that my poor brave motheress. It was the likes of him that my poor brave mother escaped from, with a babe in her arms and only the clothes on her back. She threw her lot in with a picaron rather than stay with her cheating, cowardly world. Picaron? A pirate! Not just any old pirate, mind you. My father was the wiliest sea wolf of them all. Feared and respected and loved. Oh, so she's the pirate baby. She must have been born in the early pirate ages. Your father was. I call him that because he raised me as his own. My mother brought me to him when I was not yet a year old, and he took me in without a question because of his love for her. Never once did he treat me any less than as if I was his natural child. I never knew my blood father, but I heard enough to know he was the cruelest, meanest beast. Worse by far than any I've danced with on account. He was a peer of the realm and was on Daddy Purrfect's payroll for getting bills passed that really should have had more scrutiny. They were a law unto them. They were a law unto themselves, those men. Hornswogglers, the law to them. But I digress. My father brought me up as a water rat proper. By the time I was 10, there was nothing I didn't know about sailing. By 16, I was running my own ship, the Catfish, and taking on no prey, no pay runs. I was good, if I say so myself, and I gained a reputation for bringing home the bounty. I had ambitions too. I dreamed of being as rich as Daddy Pursestrings himself before my 21st birthday. Wow. So how did you end up here, Captain? We'd been going through a lean patch. Not just us, it was the same all over. The men were hungry, and worse still thirsty. You can't deprive a pirate of his grog for long without a mutiny rumbling through the ranks. When one of my boys put forward the proposal that we try our luck taking on the Desire, a kitty fisher merchant ship, my first reaction was to stonewall. Normally, you wouldn't touch a fisher. They're too well rigged and too well armed, so you can't outrun 'em and you can't overpower 'em. However, desperate times call for desperate measures. and had decided to think it through a bit more. Fishes are big and strong, but their captains are clueless as soon as they go off their designated route. Get them out in open water, and they're lost as lambs. That's the trouble with rich folk. They can afford to buy the best vessels, but they don't know how to sail them. Now I ain't got no problems with Daddy personally, in spite of the company he keeps, but his ships were well stocked, and my men were starving, so it seemed only fair we take from the fat and give to the lean. I put my hand up in the air to signify I have a question. Captain Livy gives me an exasperated look. What are you waving at? Sorry, but you keep mentioning a daddy. Who is he? Who is Daddy Purse Strings? God's only the fattest cat in them all. That landlubber had the coin to change the world, and what does he do? He invests in creams and powders. He was a cosmetics tycoon? He was an old fool with too much money and not enough sense. Do you want to sit around and talk about things that don't matter, or do you want to hear the rest of my story? This sounds familiar. I'm sorry. Yes, please continue. So, me and Jim, that's my cabin lad, drew up charts and made a plan. The idea was to track the Desire from a safe distance without being spotted, and when we reached the midway point furthest from land either way, tried to badger her into leaving her path. We used these tactics many times, tire 'em out, then start pushing off course. If the weather turns bad, so much the better for us. The gods were really on our side on raid day. The height of summer would have meant calm seas all the way, but no. Thick black clouds loomed over us, darkening by the minute. By the time we were chasing the Desire, I could barely see my own hand in front of my face. I realized the storm had now become our enemy too. A life on the seas has taught me well about weather. But this was something else. The sea raged and the lightning flashed, and we knew our vessel could not take this battering. The only way for us to survive would be to abandon the catfish and call a truce with the merchants. We had to board the Desire. We downed our weapons and raised our arms above our heads. But out comes that coward Corn, musket raised, ready to blow us all away. He knew we was surrendering, but he came to us at us anyway. His arrogance scuttled us all, his crew as well as mine, and in the ensuing rumpus we all faced Davy Jones' locker. I don't know what happened next. I woke up on land with no idea how long I'd been there, but it didn't take long to see that we'd gone from one bad situation to a far worse one. We managed somehow to work together, us and the Toffs, to get as many men as possible out of the water and into dry land. We salvaged all we could and made our camps as we saw fit. Them on higher ground, us by the water's edge on the beach here. No pirate wants to be too far away from the sea for long. Not that it helped us in the end. This place was cursed. There were things that weren't right. Do you mean They were starving the men. They tried to hunt, but there was nothing here. We never saw a bird or bear or any kind of beast, other than them cats. I tried my best to keep them from the inedible. I foraged around and made all manner of stews and soups from the plants and tubers I gathered, but they became obsessed with meat. I'm amazed that they would ever become obsessed with meat because they're pirates. They barely had anything more than biscuit, bread, and ale on the open seas. But I guess if they're stuck on land, they want meat. All I could do in the end was watch in horror as the nightmare engulfed us all. Only a few of us didn't succumb, want to take part in the savagery, or even so we weren't spared. But even so we weren't spared. All it took was one scratch, one simple swipe of a paw, and the change began. As the sun shines upon her tiny cat face, it glistens, and I can see she's crying. I'm not sure how to handle this. How to comfort her? She is a fearless pirate after all, even though right now she looks like a little lost cat. I'm so sorry for what happened to you and your crew, Captain. I'm working very hard to put things right. Be patient, and I give you my word that all will be restored to how it should be. I need to go. She's sulking into the forest, but before she disappears, she half turns. Libby. You can call me Libby. Interesting. Let's rest again.
Ooh.
What?
Nothing. I'll know later.
Okay. I sit in the position Professor Popper taught me. Legs crossed, back straight, wrists resting lightly on my knees, and fingers formed into loose circles with forefinger and thumb touching gently. I close my eyes and hear a rhythmic purring, slow and steady. My fur prickles at the sea breeze, and my ears twist at the distant sounds of feet on wood and seagulls crying in another faraway place. I smell. I smell the sea. The smell of the sea fills my nostrils. The taste of salt fills my mouth. I begin to focus on my breathing and the rhythm of my heartbeat, allowing my mind to drift. As I take a deep breath in, the tide comes creeping toward me as though I'm pulling it. When it's just centimeters away from my bare toes, I slowly release my outward breath to a count of 5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. With each beat, I push the tide back into the horizon until it's almost touching the rising sun. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drifting now, without attachment to thought, my mind free from worry and care. R and R. Sailing!
I don't know if we'll have time to do anything else. I think we should end it here, TBH.
Okay, recon. We could do some quick recon.
Okay.
Excuse me. Oh, Snoots has brought in more cosmetic products! Lovely, more from the burner pile, probably. I better check it out. We started a couple minutes late, so if we run a couple minutes over, it's okay.
No.
Recon are usually the shortest, though, right?
I don't know.
Andrew, are you still sleeping? You really ought to be awake by now. Oh, great. This cat just turned into my mother. Snooty Booty, are you okay? What are you doing in my tent? All this lazing around about is very bad for your complexion. Bitch! You're one to talk. To say nothing about the dragging effects on the delicate tissue around your eyes. Is there something I can help you with? Possibly. I have something I want you to look at. Right now? What time is it? Time you were active. Come along. Well, at least let me get ready. Very well. Snooty Booty sits down and starts screwing herself. After a moment, she looks up again. Why aren't you ready yet? Can you leave the tent so that I can get dressed? For goodness sake. Snooty Booty rolls her eyes and walks out. I get dressed, resignedly, and follow her. What do you think it is? I'm intrigued. We are on the beach, staring at a partially buried bottle sealed inside a plastic bag. It looks as though it has only recently washed up. Well, there's really only one way to find out. I pull the bottle out of the sand. It has some kind of document or note in the bag along with the bottle. What is that thing? Read it to me. It's a good thing I'm just as curious as Snooty, or I'd be feeling a lot more irritable by now. I carefully unseal the bag and unfold the paper. I read the note out loud. Initial tests on the most recent formula are encouraging. Subjects 6 through 18 appeared visibly younger. Moderate to severe side effects noted, including increased hair growth and marked mood alteration. Subjects 1 through 5 had major complications. Some new small tumors, skin irritation, partial blindness, and memory loss. We need you to look into this, check for complaints, and continue to iterate on the formula. Appeared visibly younger? Snooty Booty, is that the most important thing you gathered from this report? You're quite right, Andrew. We ought not to trust it. That note could have been written by anyone. We shall conduct our own experiment. Apply the cream to my skin. Have you lost your mind, Snooty Booty? Do not hear what I read out? Tumors, blindness, memory loss. Statistics bore me. You should know that by now. Let's live a little. Snooty, where's your girlfriend? Where's Chongers when you need her? I'm willing to take the risk in the name of science. You took the risk on that skin cream you gave me, didn't you, Snooty Booty? I did. What of it? And you developed welts all over your neck, didn't you? Possibly there was a link, but as I recall, we never did rule out the coconut hair collar that Trixie made for me. I believe that was around the same time. Oh, that would be irritating. Not enough to develop welts, but that would be irritating. Right. I'm seriously advising you to not to do anything with this ointment. I'm going to get my kit bag from the lab and see if we can't work out what this stuff is made of. I was hoping the lab would be free, but the professor isn't there, making some notes. Ah, hello, Andrew. I thought you were taking a day off from the lab today. Oh, yes, I am, Professor. I just wanted to check something. I can't take the test equipment away without the professor getting suspicious. I'll have to come up with some kind of excuse. Do I still try to take the equipment without Popper noticing, or make up an excuse? Baby, do you have an answer for me?
I don't know. What are the options? I don't remember.
Try to take the equipment without Popper noticing, or make up an excuse.
Let's make an excuse.
Well, I wanted to get ahead on some of the field work. There are some samples I've found that I think could be useful. I pick out the field kit bag. Popper looks up from his work. Oh, what sort of samples? I have to make this believable, but also invite no other questions. The samples are fecal. Fecal? Oh god, no! You triggered one of his fetishes! Yes, all large poos, sir. Rather interesting properties. Jolly good, off you go then. Nailed it! I take the bag and leave. Perfect. As I approach the beach, it becomes clear Snooty Booty has managed to break into the armament. She appears to have spilled some and is now busy rolling around in it. Snooty Booty, what are you thinking? This could be very dangerous. The only danger here is this ghastly sand sticking to my delicate skin. Do help me get rid of it, Andrew. I tried to wipe the sand off, but it's stuck like glue. Underneath the layer of sand, I can see her skin is very pink. There's no time to lose. I pick her up and run to the ocean, trying to use the salt water to clean off as much of the ointment as I can. Put me down! What on earth? I've never been so humiliated in my life! She twists out of my grip and scampers off in a huff. I think I've got it all off, so I leave her to it. Now back to the samples. There's not much I can do here on the beach, so I'll just have to wait until Professor Popper has finished in the lab. Well, that was quick. As luck would have it, the professor needed to retire to his tent earlier than usual. He has to read some research papers that arrived on the mainland this morning. So now I can continue looking into this ointment. I begin by testing the substances for several common compounds found in cosmetics, but it's negative for all of them. I widen the test to other organic compounds. I get a match. About 30% of the ointment is cat saliva? If they are using saliva from cats on the island, they could be infecting all their test subjects with catification. But where have these other side effects come from? I run the ointment again, this time looking for known pharmaceuticals. Before I can get the results back, Snooty Booty comes trotting in. I just thought you should know the security guard is coming this way. You should make yourself scarce before he arrives. Not that I care what happens to you after you threw me into the ocean. Snooty Booty is actually surprisingly good about that. Chungus must have sent her this way. I have no time to finish the experiment now, but I will work on it later in the privacy of my tent. I take my things and run before Stain arrives. Huh. Strange. And I knew we would finish before 9. Woo!
With 1 minute.
I know, but we always go over with outros anyway. Am I right?
Yes, I suppose.
It's really fine. At least I feel like it. I want to get through with this stuff. Can you blame me?
What?
I said I want to get through with all of this stuff. Can you blame me? I like this game.
Good.
Anyways, that should do it for us this stream. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Please do leave a like if you did. And Andrew, take it away.
And the bass keeps running and running and running and running.
Hit
Oh,
the
that's not
bell,
it.
hit the bell.
Hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit all the buttons that make you feel some type of way. Hit the buttons that are
Maybe
not
on Andrew's
actually
channel.
buttons. What?
Maybe hit the buttons on Andrew's channel, because he also makes content.
Yeah, I'm uploading my Bioshock, and soon I'll be starting Final Fantasy X. Exciting.
Fun.
Yes. Okay, I'll see you all in the next video. And maybe him too, I don't know.
Just to go over the stream schedule real fast for my channel. On Sundays, I stream alone. I'm doing Minecraft stuff right now. Going every other week, I'm going between Omnifactory and my own mod pack, Lost in Color. I might be switching over to another new beta pack that I will be able to have access to, hopefully. So we'll see what that replaces. It might wind up taking the slot of Omnifactory, mostly because I'm realizing just how much Omnifactory is going to be, and with how little time and effort I can dedicate to Omnifactory, I will take probably 2 fucking years to be able to finish it. I don't have the free time to be able to finish Omnifactory.
Yeah,
So,
just as long as it took us to do fucking is doing us to do code.
I know. Yeah, Omnifactory might be getting the boot from my channel, which is really sad because Direwolf also had to do the same thing. He is no longer continuing to do Omnifactory on his channel after 2 months of Omnifactory, though I don't blame him. It gets very, very technical, and though he does love that kind of stuff, it gets more and more weird and obtuse in what it does, and the requirements are all bigger and loftier each step of the way, and it's like you need 3 people to be able to do everything. So I don't blame him. He's actually going to be starting Dungeons, Dragons, and Spaceships, which sounds like a really cool pack. I don't play that pack because it's too big for my laptop. But anyway, I might be doing a different pack from a Technic developer. That's basically all I'm going to say. Anyways, that should do it. Thank you all so much for watching last time. This is Guy Smith and
Andrew V.
signing off until next time. Take care. I was guys. Bye.
Bye.
I don't think I went over the Thursday stream schedule though. I stream on Thursdays with Andrew basically. That's it. Anyway, bye.
He streams on Thursdays and Sundays. That's all you need to know. Bye.
Okay, yeah.